Hello, hope everybody's happy and healthy. Sorry I haven't gotten a video out in the last, 2-3 weeks now. Honestly, we've been really busy in the office. People have been doing their thing, right? And it's so fun, it's so rewarding, honestly, to get to do what I do every single day. I mean, we get to talk about the truth, health and healing, where that comes from, above, down, inside out. The power that made the body heals the body. The body's a self-healing, self-regulating organism, right? And these are the truths that we get to preach every single day, if for the lack of a better word, right? And I've done this for 15 years now. And I don't think it's ever been more evident or true or meaningful than right now with all the silliness and stuff that's going on. Just wanted to touch base on a couple of things. I think that, I'm an observer by nature. I think most scientists are, okay? People that think scientifically in general. If you learn the scientific method, you set a hypothesis, you do the research, the study, and then you come out with your result, okay? I think that when we first started, or this whole COVID-19 thing started, there was some pretty heady hypotheses, right, as far as the death rate and how dangerous it was and that sort of a deal. Well, you start to extrapolate a lot of the data that's going on right now, and the fact is, those numbers aren't even close. They were originally saying 2 million deaths in the US, and I think last I heard a week or two ago, they've knocked that down to maybe 60,000, okay? That's a little bit off, so, which is good, thankfully. But there's so many things that I think are easy to poke holes in and ask a lot of questions. I have more questions than I have answers, okay, through this whole process. But I think it's really, really important to differentiate the fact that so much of what we're hearing in the media is it's still fear. It's fear-based, and they don't ever acknowledge the power of the human body and human spirit and human potential. It's it is the most mechanistic view of health. It's on steroids. It's unbelievable, right? They basically seem like if you get COVID, it's a death wish, and it's a 0.1% death rate, 0.1%. The flu is 0.13. So it's not even as deadly as the flu, and yet things are shut down. Here's the deal. I think that, and I've been thinking about this a lot, when you sociologically normalize illness, sickness, disease within a society, within a population, then everybody, they're scared and they think that I'm gonna die. And here's what I mean by that. So to give you, again, a glimpse at my paradigm, I talked last time about watching a bad horror movie. This is kind of how I view healthcare in this world. Look, when you hear TV ads every 2 minutes, right, for your everyday normal headache, for your everyday constipation, for your normal everyday blah, right, fill in the gap. My point is, those things are never normal. They may be common, but they're not normal. Heart disease is common, but it's never normal. Cancer is common, but it's never normal. And so we have been for decades inundated with a media that talks about, well, this just is the norm, and people are overweight, and 60 some odd % of people are. When you start looking at the actual data, we largely are. We're like the sickest species on the planet, and yet we've got all this potential. It's so frustrating. And here's really, I think, what's, again, looking at this thing with the scientific method, what's interesting is look what Sweden's doing. Sweden hasn't really done anything. They've done a little bit of social distancing. They've spaced things out a little bit, but largely they've done nothing. Their death rate is exceptionally low. It's way lower than what we've got. They have, or any other European nation for that matter. They they've kept things open. Their businesses are all open. They haven't crashed their economy for this thing. They think it's a manageable issue, in which they're proving that it is. And they're even talking like next week that they're going to be reaching herd immunity without a vaccine. Go figure. I mean, here's the deal. And then you know, the states, we're talking like, well, unless Bill Gates gets his act together, who couldn't even keep a virus off of my computer. I don't know about yours. So how's he going to save you from this virus? But until he gets that virus together, and you get stuck in the arm or stuck in the ass, you're not going anywhere. Like, this is a police state now, right? There's no respect or acknowledgement even for the potential of the human body and the power that you have. Drives me nuts. I mean, think about this for a second. When you were conceived, that was a sperm and an egg going together, one single cell. Over 40 weeks, you come out, you're this perfectly formed, living, breathing human being. Perfect by design. God didn't mess up when he put you together. It's perfect. It's the most beautiful thing, I still believe, that we see. Okay? All the intelligence, all the wisdom, you cut yourself, it heals itself. You know, you get a splinter, you've got cells in it, they'll fester that thing out. You break your leg, it's not a cast that heals your broken bone. It's innate wisdom within your body. You cut yourself, it's not the Band-Aid, it's the innate wisdom that heals your body. Healing comes from the inside out, not the outside in. But that's the mechanistic view of it, right? It's like, oh, well, we got to pump you full of all this crap to keep you alive, right? You got this perfectly formed baby, and now it needs, 76 vaccines and all these drugs just to keep it alive. Why aren't we hovering in helicopters over the Pacific Ocean, plucking baby dolphins out of the ocean and sticking them? Why can they make it, but we can't, right? So this is what I'm saying. This is the allopathic crazy land we live in. And look, I'm not anti-vax. I'm not anti-medical doctor. I'm pro-health. And when we wait until the body is sick and weak to do anything health-related, that's a problem. Yeah, then you got to worry. Then you got to be panicking. And that's the beauty of like what Sweden's doing. That is like the one country on the planet that I'm aware of where McDonald's went and failed. Because nobody would eat that crap. They walk, they exercise. I was in Sweden 100 years ago. These people wear like neon vests when they mow their lawns. So they're turbo safe. I've owned like 2 Volvos. These are not foolish people. They just get it. They acknowledge and respect the fact that the human body has immense potential and ability to be healthy and to heal itself. That's what chiropractors have been screaming about for 120 years. But we live in this world where, no, we don't talk about that. It's let's get more drugs, let's get more of this. And it's even evident in the drug ads. You see so-and-so, really depressed, kind of huddled in the corner, and then thanks to this miracle drug, all of a sudden he's riding his bike down the beach, right? Or dancing through the daisies, and it's all because of this miracle drug. And then if you listen long enough, it talks about all these side effects that go along with it, like stroke, death, just little things. So it's like that's not a healthy way to live, okay? But again, kind of going back to what I was saying in the beginning, I'm really, really proud of our people. We've been slammed, we've been going. Y'all have cleared us out of, I think, 2 cases of vitamin D in like 3 weeks, okay? Like that's a record. Nutrition is flying off the shelves, like vitamin C and those sorts of things. Like, golly, good, right? When should that ever stop? Okay, that should never quit. People getting adjusted, exercise, going out, getting fresh air. Like these are the things that keep us healthy. A mask isn't going to stop a virus unless you're in like a high risk area. People driving down the car and they're driving in their car with a mask on. You're deoxygenating your body. Your body needs oxygen. I mean, a deoxygenated body, higher levels of depression, anxiety, heart disease, right? It feeds every chronic disease. Oxidation is rampant. Free radicals if we aren't breathing. That's a basic Krebs cycle. Okay, gloves aren't going to keep you safe. An A-level immune system is what's going to keep you safe. Okay, And I keep harping on that, but it's true. That's the essence of why somebody will have no symptoms and somebody else may die, right? From the same issue. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. My biggest concern moving forward, guys, is the simple fact that this isn't all we've seen of COVID-19. I strongly predict that we will have several waves. I think the CDC's even come out and said, like, oh, there's going to be many waves of this thing. And I kind of think conveniently we'll see one in October, the biggest one, the worst one, the hairiest one, right before election time. So buckle up, baby. I'd sure like to get a haircut at some point. We're just going to let it all go until then. I'm sure there's people that would like to go to a restaurant again. Unless you've just really enjoyed this little sample of socialism, communism, stay home, do as we say. Like, I don't know, I think I would keep going on the offense, right? Get your body ramped up, stay healthy, get adjusted, exercise, do all these things that we've been screaming about, and tell your friends, right? Like, who doesn't deserve this? Like, everybody deserves that. Everybody deserves to be healthy. It is your birthright to be healthy. You were born to be healthy. And all this sickness, all this disease, all these underlying issues that we have in this country, it's the effect of a lifestyle lived. Fast food, crappy diet, lack of sleep, too much alcohol, too many drugs, too many interventions, right? We have more hospitals, more doctors, more intervention than any other country in the world, and yet we're the sickest country in the world. So more drugs, more surgeries, that's not more health, okay? And the whole reason that the Homeland Security deemed chiropractors essential is because they wanted to keep the hospitals empty. So that seems like a good reason to go to a chiropractor. Okay, and I think we're doing a pretty good job, because it sounds like they're shutting floors down and closing hospitals. I think Oklahoma City shut an entire hospital down 2 weeks ago or something like that. So a little cheeky there. But look, the fact is we need our doctors, we need our nurses, those guys that are on the front lines and dealing and putting themselves in harm's way with some of these people that are really badly infected. Like, that's legit, and they're heroes. So I appreciate their efforts and in no way want to minimize that at all. But at the same time, it's a paradigm shift, right? Let's get into focusing on health and what makes us healthier, not just running from the boogeyman. So hopefully this is one of the last times we have to even talk about COVID-19. I'm proud to announce my sister beat it. She had it last week, and she's rocking out. So anyways, cheers, Chelsea. I'm proud of you. This hits home. It's a real virus. So respect it, but there's no need to fear it at all, okay? So stay safe. Hope you're staying healthy. We'll talk to you next time.